Suck in the guts, guys, for the Ghostbusters.
We're ready to believe you.
We're back with another episode of Ready to Believe. I'm Jamie Pale Rider.
Rob Williams.
And today we're doing another remote recording. I know normally we're pretty good about recording these in person, but mostly this one we kind of wanted to just get something in the can while it was fresh. And by fresh, we mean 2 days after Ghostbusters Day.
Yeah, it's only been 2 days. It seems like it was like a
2
week
days.
ago.
Yeah,
actually.
right? So we wanted to do a quick video on basically what we got up to for Ghostbusters Day, because it was a good one.
It was a lot of fun.
Easily my favorite Ghostbusters Day so far.
How many other Ghostbusters days have we actually celebrated?
I mean, maybe one or two where I just watched the movies or something.
Gotcha.
But yeah, nothing like this. And yeah, we're going to stop beating around the bush and get right into what we actually got up to. So myself, Rob, and then Kristine, my partner, and we got all dressed up and we went down to a local university.
Went up.
Yeah,
It's on a mountain.
We went up to SFU, Simon Fraser University, that's used in a ton of TV shows and movies because of its architecture and scenery. Mm-hmm. And we took some professional photos of us in costume. So with our good friend, Scott Brammer, who graciously volunteered his time to take photos of us on the weekend. So he's a photographer professionally. Yeah. He's in the 501st Legion. You guys had done a troop that morning and then rolled over to SFU and we did photos there with Scott basically just showing us the professional photography experience. I didn't have to take my pants off or anything.
I did. What?
You took your pants off? It was awesome. Like you and I had gone and like location scouted basically.
Yeah,
a couple weeks ago, just to kind of get an idea of what kinds of spots we would want. And then I let Scott know kind of what we were thinking. He did some kind of research and idea brainstorming on his own. He came with a couple photos on his phone. He showed me. He's like, "Okay, I want to do this," and he showed me like the Frozen Empire poster.
Yeah.
And I want to do this and this, and then I'm like, okay, but yeah, I want to do this. And I showed like, the Ghostbusters walking up the stairs to the Gozer Temple and that kind of stuff. He's like, oh yeah, okay. And then we were just off and running.
Yeah, I like the shots that he did, like as you said, Frozen Empire, the pyramid style.
Yeah, like the triangle formation,
the staggered triangle formation. That's shot. A better word.
Yeah. Dude, it was so good. It was awesome that he brought his ideas and his skills. And we had a pretty good idea, I feel like, in mind of where we wanted to go. And we just got to it. So I'd asked you on the day, or I was thinking like, I don't think I've ever done an actual like costumed photo shoot before, but you quickly corrected me because you and I had both done one together once before.
That's right. Well, I wasn't. I didn't.
Neil.
I wasn't a part of it. I was just recording the moment.
Yeah.
I was a bystander because I was even a member of the Legion at the time.
Right. Yeah, you were there with your Scott.
Yep. I think he was like 5 at the time.
With me, you, Terry.
I know that Kat was there.
And
was Steve there? Steve 3? I don't think Steve 3 was there. Was he?
I thought we had.
I got a picture like
trooper.
right on my bedside table.
It's been so long ago. Like Terry and I were in our scouts. Ree was an officer. Kat was an officer. Who was the TK? We had one TK.
I'm thinking that's why I think it was Steve.
Crap. And we had Bradley was there in his boba as well.
Oh, that's right. He was. Yeah.
Yeah, we got some really good photos that day with Neil.
Neil was doing a great job with that too.
But yeah, this time around it was kind of our idea, and Scott was gracious enough to volunteer some time and come with us. And yeah, we were Ghostbusters at SFU.
It was a lot of fun.
Dude, it was so much fun.
If you don't know Simon Fraser very well, a school built, I want to say it's in the 60s. I went to university there in the late 90s, mid to late 90s. And it's very, a lot of the architecture is very concrete and metal, very geometric, lots of angles and steps, and they have the quad. It's just very geometric sort of layout, but it looks really cool.
The term I've heard, and I'm not like an architecture student or enthusiast of any kind, but the term I've heard is brutalist style architecture.
I think I remember hearing that word.
So very 90-degree, like right angles, concrete, very harsh. Just kind of harsh and unwelcoming, really.
There's quite a few buildings like that in Vancouver and Victoria, because the whole place, started to grow around the 70s, and I guess that's where a lot of these buildings started popping up. You see some downtown still, and I know in Victoria there's lots of them as well.
Yeah, so it actually ended up making for a really good backdrop. There's some really striking areas. Obviously, Scott did a ton of legwork in terms of actually composing the shot with the lighting and how we're positioned related to the architecture and all that stuff. Like, I really noticed that today as I went through the photos. Like, even the shot of us in the hallway, kind of the last shot that we did, you can see like he lined us up with the lights on the roof even. Yeah. And like, so the perspective really, like, we were lined up with everything. It was amazing. It was really cool to see like the product of him actually taking the time to set up a shot like that. That was so cool.
Yeah, he had an eye, because when we scoured the place, we went up there with my son Scott, different Scott, obviously.
You're Scott.
I'm not that old, but we went up with there, and we were looking down the hallway, and I love the hallway. I love the design of it, but I wasn't thinking we were going to take a shot in here. Scott was adamant that we needed to get a shot in this thing, and it actually turned out very well.
It did.
So we do. What do we call it? The Armageddon walk?
The Armageddon walk. Just that slow motion 4 abreast shot of us walking towards the camera. Which, it turned out amazing. And then you used your personality for radio, your voice for radio, and
which is great for photographs. Fantastic.
Yeah, excellent. You did put it to use and talked us into the library, though, which I did not expect.
I was a little surprised on that one. I was very happy about that.
We had scouted the library, and both of us were like, holy crap, this place is perfect. It's just, especially like on the second level, like the upper level, on the one side, there's just rows, endless rows, just stacks of books.
It's not as classic as what's behind you. That's old school. We're talking that's turn of the century, maybe.
Yeah, this is like
this is 60s and 70s. Sort of style. It still feels a little spooky, like there's spirits still waving around there.
Definitely spooky, very old, very spooky. It's just the shelves weren't as ornate as that, but definitely just like metal shelves, just functional shelves, but just endless rows, like almost to like, what do they call it, like the termination point where you can't see anymore. Like it goes on forever.
And they were okay. So quick story about that. So we were talking like, let's just ask. What's the harm? What's the worst they're going to say? So you guys wait outside. Me and Scott went in, and I just politely asked the guy at the counter, I said, listen, I'm from the Ghostbusters of BC, tried to name drop just in case. I totally lied. I imitating a cop.
You're only a future member of the Ghostbusters of BC.
And I said, from the Ghostbusters of BC, and today's Ghostbuster Day, and was thinking, is it okay if we go up to the second floor and just take a few quick shots? We'll be nice and quiet. I understand that, it's a busy place, and if we could take a few shots. And he's like, I don't have a problem with it, he says, but I have to ask my, my manager or supervisor. Yeah. And so she comes in, she's quickly walking to us, and got a smile on her. I sense a smile on her face under her mask, but I can see, the smiles. And I hi, explain this to her, and she's like, oh yeah, it's great. Just no pictures of people, and just try to keep your voice down. I'm like, all right, thank you very much. We'll be in and out in 10 minutes. Yeah. And we're in and out
30 minutes in there.
In 30 minutes. Yeah, totally.
Those are my favorite shots, though.
They're so good. It was
And we
so
got some
much
great
fun.
shots. My only regret is that we didn't do a proper elevator shot.
The elevator looked
the
okay.
Cedric elevator, but I mean, we'll have other elevators. The key
Yes,
there is
totally.
that we were in a library, but yeah, the library was amazing. It was so good. We got some amazing shots. Yeah, they're easily my favorite of the bunch.
Yeah, they were good, and it was fun just going around and whispering all the time, talking. You gotta put this down. Okay, your turn. You go around here. I'm gonna go around. And it was just so good. We were just we couldn't hear a peep, and nobody was around.
No,
and I was reminded. Oh, that's the 4th floor. 2nd floor is downstairs. I'm like, oh, all right.
Well,
then.
we were there on a Saturday. Like Ghostbusters Day this year was on a Saturday, so
No graduation was happening that day.
no grad this
like
time.
the first time we went.
Oh yeah, though when we location scouted, I think that's the first thing we saw was a long procession of grads crossing our path. We're like, oh shit, did we screw this up? And again,
No, it was all
I
good,
think
though.
we were there on like a Saturday or a Sunday, so it's not like we were there like when class was in or anything like that.
Near the end of a year, which I think university ends sooner than my elementary schools. Or
Yeah, I'm
elementary,
pretty
middle
sure
school.
like normal university ends in like May, doesn't it?
Yeah, something like that. What was really, I remember you and me were excited, especially me, was excited about the piano shop. We in this one
That was what I
area,
was looking forward to.
in the middle of just this little, what do you call it? Just a space,
Like
just off
like
the
a foyer,
bus.
basically, like an
Yeah.
outdoor foyer.
An outdoor foyer surrounded by this circular light system. Again, lots of concrete. There was this beat up piano. It was not fully working, but it was working. It was working enough for people to play. And when we scouted it, we were like, this is the shot. We need to get this
It
piano.
looks
It's gorgeous.
spooky and haunted.
Yes.
Like
And
it's
so-
just a piano in the middle of nowhere.
And so we were excited about that. We go back and we're walking towards where we're going to the piano, and we see a piano near the coffee shop.
Yeah, we see the piano. We're like, no.
How the hell did they move that piano from down? Because it goes up like flights and flights and flights. I'm like,
And
why
it was
would
a
somebody
long
move that?
ways.
Yeah, it was a long way to move a piano, a grand piano,
Yeah,
almost
it's
a grand piano.
Yeah, I feel like we should specify. It's not just like a stand-up, like whatever. It's a grand piano.
And I was freaking. I was like, crap, this is one of the major shots. And when we got
And
there,
Scott and I were just like, let's just move it. Let's move it back.
but there was apparently a second piano, because the piano we saw was still there. We missed that one, I guess, at the coffee shop. I don't know how we missed that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the piano was still there, and that was a lot of fun. He got a great close-up shot.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was some of my favorite, like, I'm not a photography nerd. I don't know the ins and outs of like perspective and f-stop and depth of field and all that stuff. Like that's the sum total of my photography knowledge right there, what I just rattled off. But it was some of my favorite, like seeing the shot that he just took. So he'd be like 4 or 5 feet away from us on the ground, laying down, taking a shot. And then he shows us a shot and it looks like he's 30 feet away and we're teeny tiny. Like, just he pulled off some amazing shots.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to see it kind of in action. And I love the piano. We got a cool one with Slimer photoshopped in there and we're all scared out of our wits.
That was cute. I like it.
I think Scott had said that was his favorite part, was all the faces we were pulling in the
little scared
shoot.
face. Yeah.
I mean, it's fun, right? It's super fun.
What was funny, I was a little bit worried how security would handle it. And they were watching this and we're like, yeah, sorry about this. Oh, they're doing, he's something like, you're doing our job for us or something.
Yeah, because Scott made a joke, I think, to ease attention a little bit, because this guy was walking towards us and wasn't saying anything. And Scott's just like, uh-oh, you're in trouble now. Like, oh no, are we? And he's like, you're not in trouble. You're doing a service here. All right.
Scaring all the ghosts in this place.
Yeah. So that was good. Yeah, security was super chill. I feel like I know you and I wanted to do shots at like dusk or at night, and I feel like they might have been a little more suspicious, a little less welcoming to us at night.
Possibly.
It worked out. It was a beautiful day. Yeah, security was great. Thankfully,
was-
there wasn't like a bunch of students around that we were disturbing, so that was really nice.
There was a bunch of teenagers up there,
Yeah.
and they were actually quite curious at times. But we had some people taking secret pictures as we were doing it. I can tell people were walking and oh, Ghostbusters,
Yeah,
taking pictures.
I noticed
laughing.
in one of our shots where we're running across the quad, there's a
Yeah.
person in the background taking a photo of us.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, that
That's
was
good.
But yeah, we did the jogging.
Shots in the hedge, because it was kind of inspired by the video game.
Yes.
The labyrinth hedge or something like that.
Yeah, there's a hedge maze on the island.
Hedge, we
Shandor
call
Island.
it a hedge. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the easiest hedge maze in the world. It's one room hedge maze.
It was
one,
it was
one way in,
yeah.
one way out.
It was a square hedge with an entrance.
Yeah,
but
so it was funny.
it
because,
looked
like,
good though.
So our original idea was to be in there, and Scott's just like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think this is gonna work. I don't think there's anything here. His partner who was there was like, what about between the hedges? And those are the shots we got that looked really good. So yeah,
I'm just looking at them now. They're good. Yeah.
they're great shots. And like it's like Scott had a whole rig for like backlighting and stuff like that. Like it looks amazing. They're so good. That was just a ton of fun.
There was the Frozen Empire shot was really cool because the sky was it was a warm day that day, and the sky was so blue. And then we had some nice clouds, and he just got us staggered, and it looks really nice. So
he spent a fair amount of time just like lining up a shot and like positioning us. It's like that was perfect. That was exactly what we needed. Like he knew what he was doing. He had some ideas that he wanted, and then he was more than willing to try the ideas that we wanted. Like I needed, because of the like huge striking staircases, I needed to do the Gozer Temple stairwalk.
Yeah.
Like that was just something that needed to happen for me, for my heart. And it turned out amazing. I'm so happy with it.
This whole thing, I keep looking through the pictures, and
like you said, you got some videos during the day too, right?
Yeah, throughout this video I'll be showing like behind the scenes stuff, and it was just silliness.
Ghostbusters 3D.
I'm a grown-up Ghostbuster.
They hate this. That's right, boys. It's Dr. Venkman.
You scared yet?
I mean, one of my favorite videos is me weaving through the stack of books and then coming right into your face, and you're pulling. Whoa! But Steve Lewis saw the pictures in the library, and he said we should have stacked the books. I did not want to touch any of the books because I just like I want to make sure that we want to come back someday.
Symmetrical book stacking is one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite lines in all of the movies. Just symmetrical book stacking, and Peter being like, "Yes, no ordinary human would stack books like this." It would have been hilarious to get. I'm right there with you though. I would not have wanted to mess with their books.
Yeah.
Like I already feel like we were kind of just like tiptoeing around so as to not to give them an excuse to punt us out of there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't want to push my luck. I feel like we were even pushing our luck a little bit, kind of just monopolizing an elevator for 60 seconds while we got a photo. But yeah, I'm so happy with the shots we did get in the library, like peeking around the stack and things like that. Amazing. Such good stuff. Did you come away with, like, what was your favorite shot from that whole day?
I think some of my favorite shots were near the piano, where you don't actually see the piano. It's the one of us standing in front of the piano, but you see the circular roof and the stairwell in the back. I was actually pleasantly surprised by the one where we're standing in the hallway. There's so many. The one in the hedge was cute. This in the library was a lot of fun. I liked hamming it up a bit. I was trying to find something different to do in each pose, and so I would just pull my glasses down,
I love
sort
that
of thing.
shot. I love that shot.
I
You
tried.
had a bunch where you were like Zoolander, like blue steel, like kind of pulling your glasses down and like putting on a bit of the smolder type thing.
I was so self-conscious about the suit because it's too big, and it just makes my ass look freaking huge. And I know I got to work on it, but it ain't that freaking huge. And so, no offense, but my least favorite is from behind walking up the stairs. I can't stand that one, but only because of me. The shot's great. The shot's beautiful, Scott. I just hate looking at myself.
I like both, like the from behind and from the front, walking up the stairs. They're so good.
But I found myself having to crouch down a lot, and just kind of get in some pose or something that would just kind of hide things and just hide the bagginess of the suit, but still try to get the bullseye shirt scene in some way. Bree looked freaking awesome in her black suit with the black glasses, and she's got this black hair that she did with a white stripe.
Yep.
It's a cool design for Ghostbusters. She's techie. She's into chemistry. She's
got like the lucky boots.
She's got straight face a lot of the time, so
very serious.
It's almost as if she's like pulling an Egon in a modern version of it.
Yeah,
so
totally. Yeah,
not a talker sort of attitude in in the pictures.
She's very, very serious business, like all about the hard science of it.
Yeah.
My inspiration for the day was Paul Rudd. As soon as Scott showed me like I want to do the Frozen Empire poster, I'm like, okay, I want to be like the heroic Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I was going for.
Yeah, you did a lot of great poses with that thing. You look good in this. You look great. You look great in this.
I think everybody looks awesome.
Yeah. Kristine was in style. Everybody.
Yeah, Kristine was the ray of the day for sure. Just happy to be there.
Yeah, so that's about it. I mean, lots of fun.
Yeah. So we did put out our quick video on Ghostbusters Day, wishing everybody a happy Ghostbusters Day. But yeah, this is kind of, I'd alluded to the fact that we were doing something for Ghostbusters Day, but I never got in detail what. Mostly because I was afraid it wouldn't pan out or something like that, and then we looked like a bunch of jerks. But yeah, it turned out amazing. I couldn't be happier with it. Yeah, Scott was an absolute rock star.
Yeah. Links to Scott will be below if you are considering hiring him for photo shoots yourself, even Lower Mainland, Whistler, or Squamish, that sort of area. So
yeah, he surprised me because I was asking him like, "Hey, are we good to share these, or are you planning on doing touch-ups or whatever after the fact?" He's like, no, I got some. So he got the photos to us that evening.
Yeah.
And there's like, God, probably, I don't know, 50 photos,
something like that. Yeah.
And he had already he photoshopped a Slimer in, obviously, in one of them, but he had already touched them up. He's like, yeah, I'm happy with it. I go, okay, cool. So he said he's going to share them out on like his professional portfolio as well. Which I think is amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool.
So yeah, I couldn't be happier. That was definitely a good way to spend Ghostbusters Day. Yeah. So
there you go.
To wrap it up, happy 40th.
I left mine in the bag. Sorry.
Yeah.
Happy 40th.
No, happy 40th anniversary of Ghostbusters 1. I hope if you're watching / listening to this, you got to do something fun for the day, even if it was just watch the movies. And yeah, there's still more to come. We have some build videos still.
Yep.
More mods to come. We're still waiting on 2 in the box. Hasbro was at the firehouse on Ghostbusters Day. They were showing off the 2 in the box. I saw the trap and the PKE on hand. They also had the 3 3/4 inch O-ring figures on hand.
Oh yeah.
So I got in on that order.
Yeah, you did.
What surprised me was they're not shipping right away. They don't ship until February. Really? Because like the Ecto 1 that goes with them, it shipped right away as soon as the sale went live. So yeah, I don't know what happened there. It's a little weird, but they look great in the photos that I saw.
They were tempting. I almost want. I was looking. I'm like,
They weren't
I would love
crazy
to, but
expensive,
yeah.
which was actually super surprising. Like and we're talking American dollars. They're just over $10 a figure.
It's not bad at
No,
all.
not bad at all. I was pleasantly surprised. It was the easiest trigger pull ever for me. And I mean, obviously I was going to get them, but yeah, it made it that much better. But yeah, I hopefully you got to watch some of the festivities too. There was stuff on the day before in LA. There was obviously some stuff at the firehouse on the day. Lots of ectos, lots of people. I hope everybody had fun. It looks like it was a blast. So yeah, we had gotten these patches from the Buffalo Ghostbusters doing their fundraiser for the firehouse and the associated charities and all that stuff. So thanks to those guys for putting that order together. I couldn't be happier with the patch. Yeah, I ended up getting a bunch of patches for people here. And yeah, that was a pretty good Ghostbusters day. So we'll just have to try and keep that rolling next year.
The reason for the season.
The reason for the season. Yeah. Filled my heart with joy, Rob. So we still have our blood drive coming up.
Yes.
So in just under a month from now.
From this recording.
Yeah. So on July 6th in North Van, we'll be at Queen Mary Elementary.
I think our team's full.
Is it?
I believe so. I believe Simon out there signed up. Was one of the last people to sign. He joined our team.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
and
shit, I'm glad you said something.
I know Jesse from the island, Jesse of the Mandos. He was one of the first people to let me know that he signed up. So shout out to Jesse out there.
Jesse. That's amazing, dude.
And we got a few people that are
jumping into the
showing interest. I know some people want to show interest, but they donate on a regular basis and they couldn't. Yep. So Lee Aaron, for example, we had gotten to her just a little bit too late. I know Ree wanted to donate, but we got to her just a little bit too late. She just got a tattoo.
I think the day before we announced it, she had just gotten a tattoo. So I know she'll join us in the future. I'll see if I can wrangle her into just coming out. We're looking for either people just coming and donating blood. You don't need to be in costume.
Yeah.
Or people in costume and you don't need to donate blood.
Yeah. Or you can be in costume and donate blood. Yeah. I don't even know if you're allowed to, actually, then I think about it. Will you be allowed to be in costume and donate in costume?
So
depends on the costume,
people
I guess.
At Blood Services basically said, yes, you can be in costume. They just have to have access to your arm. Oh,
okay. All right, cool.
So like, yeah, obviously some costumes aren't going to work for that, but if you can roll
my
up a
scout
sleeve,
won't do that. I gotta.
Yeah,
so I'll have the bucket on.
Yeah, so. Bucket and BDU, perfect. If you're donating blood, that's all I can ask for. I'll be in my Ghostbuster that day, so I'll be full kit and just no pack, rolled up sleeve, good to go.
Simon said it's going to be his 75th troop. That's a nice little milestone.
Amazing.
So that's awesome.
That's awesome. And yeah, obviously we're looking to make it a regular thing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be every 3 months. Blood Services is actually really excited to kind of have us be enthusiastic, have a team, have people in costume. So yeah, I shared our video with them. They loved it. And yeah, we'll tag them on Instagram. Hopefully they can do a reshare, kind of boost the visibility a little bit. That'd be great. But yeah, they've been really good partners so far. I'm so happy to be working with them. And we've got more kind of charity related stuff in the works that we'll give more news on down the line.
Yeah. All right. Perfect.
To wrap things up, happy Ghostbusters Day, Rob.
Happy Ghostbusters Day.
Happy Ghostbusters to all you out there. I hope you got to do something fun. And until next time, I'm Jamie Pale Rider.
Rob Williams.
And we're ready
to believe you. I'm going to sing like Ghostbusters Christmas carols, like Thompson Twins or something like that.
I'd accept the Thompson Twins.
But I'll jingle bells while I do it.
No, don't ruin it, Rob. Ghostbusters Day carols by the Thompson Twins, the Alessi brothers.
The Alessi brothers and Ray Parker. Everybody knows the Ray Parker Jr. one. It's like jingle bells.
Exactly.